Warning, please don't replicate the knockoff toy destruction you see in this video. It's done by a licensed professional. Well, hello there. Sadly, we're going to have to kick off with a fairly serious message about people who are spamming my channel. Of late, I've had a ton of spam landing, and what people don't seem to realise is YouTube have these fantastic new filters that picks up the bulk of this spam. It's in the lead up to Christmas, and I know that's when the advertising is hot on YouTube. It's also the time when the spammers want to do the bulk of their dirty work. And I've seen some very interesting spam coming in, which is basically Chinese websites who are selling toys thinking they can use my YouTube channel as a free ride for their sales. Well guys, that's never going to happen. I'm also noticing lots of YouTubers, and I can only assume these are new people on YouTube, who think that they can land comments on my videos saying, hey, come and watch my videos and blah blah blah. Well, let me remind you, my channel is not a portal to your channel. Doing that activity is actually a very poor look. There is another problem I'm having where some larger YouTubers, and these are people that most people know, are leaving comments, very short comments on my video, often my most popular videos, and they just say something like, great video. And there's nothing in their comment which actually tells me that they've gone and watched the video. If I see enough of that activity going on, and that if I find out from other YouTubers I know they're doing the same on their channel, these people are blocked, and you know who you are. I'm very sorry, but I've had to block you. Anyway, I hope this sends a message out to the spammers. Mind you, they probably would have done their dirty work by now and fluttered away. Okay, let's do this video. Do you guys know Wally Roo? Well, I finally got one because the Beanmeister was so kind. He sent me over Wally Roo. My son was so happy to see this. It's not funny. I actually took some video. I'm not sure when I'll get that video up of him seeing Wally Roo for the first time in the home. We've got this box to get through. The rest of this box is the second box that the Beanmeister sent to me. But I also want to have another chat about these miraculous Airfix brick sets. We had a glance at this F-22. I'm going to do a dedicated video about that aircraft there. I went out to purchase more because I sent the other brick sets to the Beanmeister, and you can see the price there, $21.95 for these. People are going to say, oh, but they're a bit ritzy, but I tell you what, they build probably the best looking brick set you're going to see in the world. What's interesting is I can only pick up this Apache helicopter and the Typhoon. These are selling like hotcakes in Australia, and I picked off the helicopters to make because most times when you make a brick set helicopter, they look pretty dorky. This thing is a very, very classy build, but I'll hopefully get that message across when we look at the full review of the F-22 Raptor. Emmett, pull your head in. These brick sets are going to give you the chop. Let's do a little drop test. Watch out, Emmett. Airfix is after you. Oh, a real short chat about blenders. Back on episode 1. I was fairly daring. I put a locomotive into a blender. No one else has done that, I don't think, on YouTube. That Mallard there ended up into my Sunbeam blender, and the Mallard actually won. Although, if you call that a win, you're probably being very liberal there. There were 2 wheels missing. Someone pointed out to me, Leo, you're missing 2 wheels. I found those on the bench, tucked up the back behind some toys. Well done in working that out. But the blender ended up getting a great big hole in it like that. Now what's very interesting is I haven't got the price on a new jug yet, but I did go into the same store that I purchased this one to see what the price is, and shock horror hit me. When I first showed the Sunbeam blender, and I'm not doing that to Sunbeam, I had to pay for all this stuff. It came as a bit of a deal. It came with this mixer as well, and really all I ever said was that it was 7 times more than the Aldi blender that broke after 2 toy blends. This serial number of this Sunbeam blender is a PB9800, and I will show you the price I paid, and it was only a few months ago, I feel, $220, remembering it also came with that little mixer there. And I'll be honest here, I felt $220 was a great deal for those 2 items. The blender is absolutely excellent, but on my weekend inspection of the same blender from the same store, look at the price now. It has somehow jumped $80. I dare say, welcome to the lead up to Christmas. This goes on in the shops, and you have to be very, very careful about buying goods in those months leading up to Christmas. And in my bit of research about blenders, I did notice on some forums, mainly the Whirlpool forums, there's a huge debate whether the plastic jugs are no good for ice, and the fact that they'll crack up after a period of time. The glass jugs are better. Now, I'm wondering who out there's got some decent blenders and who's been through a few jugs. They can tell me what's the story about ice, and would I be better off going for a really expensive blender which has a glass jug? Always remembering that I'm not doing food and stuff, I'm blending up things like this. But deep down, I'm hoping that Blendtech can come to the rescue so we can banish seeing all these other brands on my channel. Well, while we're thinking of prices, let's talk about prices when they go the other way, and that is down. These Kreo sets were selling at Aldi, and it wasn't that long ago, for $15. The Transformer one was the one that people seem to be going for, and it's, you know, obvious why, because Transformers are awesome. It actually had 3 little brick sets in here. It had the Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Autobot Jazz. Plus, you were getting 2 Kreons as well. And there's actually a whole bunch of very good quality brick boogie in one of these boxes. There's also some stickers to do on these sets. But I'll tell you what, that is for $15 a great deal. But wait, it came at a much lower price than another shop. Ooh, over the back there, I've got 2 more boxes of the same set. How much do you think these are selling for in Coles Australia? Why are Coles dumping really cheap toys in their stores? I've actually got the receipt here. I've actually got some footage of the display at my local Coles as well. Amazing low price, you know, 2 at $10. $10? You're joking, aren't you? I said, no, I'm not joking. $10 for that, and $10 for that. So that Transformers set there, with its 279 pieces at $10 in Australia, is one of the cheapest quality brick sets I've ever seen. Okay, on screen there is a $10 Lego set at Kmart Australia. Kmart and Coles are owned by the same company called West Farmers. Don't get me started on that one. Let me empty out our $10 worth of Lego and make a comparison of it versus our $10 on special Kreo. Let me get it so we can see the actual Lego bricks. There's the stickers there, or decals. Okay, that there is our Lego. Let me just take the camera back and show the $10 of Lego in the middle there versus the $10 of On Special Kreo. Now you can see why I'm so excited. And as I pack away these brick toys, I bet you if that was a box of Lego for $10 and not Kreo, someone would basically just come along and buy the whole lot and flog it online. But it's funny, as soon as something's not Lego, there seems to be this mystery about it, and people don't get as excited. But I can assure you that the Kreo sets are quality. I built the fire engine one of the Transformers one a while back now, and it's actually an excellent set. But I think $10 for that, whew, that's awesome. Some people do struggle to understand exactly who Kreo is. It's basically a rebranding by Hasbro of a Korean brick company called Oxford Bricks. And they make sets like these military sets. These are awesome. They're lacking the design finesse of Lego, but you can get some great military vehicles here that you're never ever going to see from Lego. On the back of the Kreo set, you can see that little, whatever it is, that little scholar there. And there he is on the Oxford set there. And there's the back of the box of the Oxford set. And this set came from Vietnam. My wife brought it back from Vietnam. I actually have a number of these sets. Here's another one of the larger sets that I've got. These present really well in box. That's what I like about these. I mean, look at this. As the top flap opens up, there's some artwork there. There's the minifigs there. A bit glary. I'm sorry about the glare. Going down here to some guns. Got to have guns. And there are the bricks in there of this brick set. I dare say military toys play out fairly big with Korean children, mainly because their country is hard up against a rogue state. But I'm very impressed with these military brick sets from Oxford Bricks. Well, here's my proof that what's coming up will be a combination of cars and planes in a film. Some people say, oh, but Leo, that can't happen. Well, it will. I guarantee it. There's Rusty there, El Chopper Chop, McQueen, and that guy there. Name slips me at the moment. And you get this book in here, but better open up because I want to see what's inside this awesome keepsake tin. This is pretty typical of the fodder you see around Christmas. $9. I think it was Target I purchased this. Let's see what's inside this awesome keepsake tin. Okay. Well, am I feeling overwhelmed or underwhelmed here? Just a whole bunch of cardboard stuff. $9. Hello, guys. Oh my goodness. Let's just get on to the next thing, hey? Do you remember the good old days on my channel when we used to do little positive projects like turning our very inexpensive Pez into USB doodahs? Basically buy a cheap USB and a cheap Pez and you got something sort of fancy that you can impress your friends with. There's an R2-D2 that I did. He's got a USB drive in him as well. Well, the funny thing is that as things tend to be, someone thinks, oh, we can market that, put a big price tag on it. And there's SpongeBob, pretty cool, as a USB, 8GB storage. Mind you, if you're lucky, you can get him at a markdown price. If I could do one better than that, you get My Little Pony Pinkie Pie, $24.95. There she is. and that one wasn't on special. It's sort of interesting, and you know, people say to me, well, Leo, why don't you show Pez back in your channel again? Well, here's Rusty, or Dusty. Well, I keep saying Rusty because it reminds me of Rusty in Thomas and Friends because of his colour. And I think these are very cool. These would be perfect to do that little job on. I'm not going to go over it again. You can go back to the video to show you how it's done. If I remember to put a link on it in the description, I will, because I've sort of covered all this. But I've seen these Disney planes, Pez, and I suppose if you become a Pez, you've really made it in life, haven't you? There's that guy in box. I've done no research on this, but whatever it is, it looks cool. You guys will know the name of him. And I found the helicopter, sort of mean looking helicopter, isn't it? Once again, it looks very cool to me. And there's Rusty in his box, but we don't really need to see that, do we? No. Just stepping back to the My Little Pony flash drive, there's actually My Little Pony Pez about. I've been sent some wondrous links from some very nice YouTubers who are saying to me, Leo, get your hands on them. I'm having trouble getting my hands on the My Little Pony ones, but because we're near Halloween, this is what I'm seeing, because I wanted to keep talking about Pez here. Just very quickly show you these. There's a ghost skull and crossbones thingy-bob. I haven't quite worked out what exactly that one is. A black skeleton sort of thing, which is sort of cool. And there is, of course, Halloween jack-o'-lantern type of thing. Okay, we've spoken about the Pez. Let's move that one aside. And let's talk about that stuff up there, the frozen stuff. Okay, what is it about Disney stuff that sends the knockoff realm into a complete frenzy? I'm getting this stuff at shops that normally don't carry knockoff stuff. That's how stupid it's getting with the frozen stuff. The amount of knockoff frozen toys is just remarkable, and that's in the face that the fact that you're going to have trouble finding the real McCoy toys. And this stuff isn't cheap. I mean, you can see the prices there on it, and people are buying it faster than they can put on the shelves. When it's starting to get out of control, you start to see stuff like this. This is a little set of children's walkie-talkies. These are knockoffs. Don't be fooled at all. I paid $12 for these, and lo and behold, in Target Australia, if you're lucky, you will find real McCoy frozen stuff. These are actually licensed toys. Two little walkie-talkies. That's what it looks like. The packaging looks very similar to the knockoff, doesn't it? Strange that. Guess how much I paid for those? You know what? It was actually less than the knockoff ones. Let me go down to the price down here. $10. It was at Target Hornby in Sydney. They sold really fast, I tell you. I was lucky to get these. But I think that is a classic example of just how silly it's getting when I can go and get the real toy for $10, yet the knockoff is selling for $12. People have asked me, hey Leo, where's Talking Tom these days? Well, he actually went to hospital. He had a lot of, you might say, accidents last Easter. He had a couple of bombs go off around him. It says here, I love explosives. So why don't we do a bit of a test to our next Frozen episode I'll be doing of the knockoff toys. It's going to be called Let It Blow. And we'll do a bit of a test explosion on these two lovely dolls here. Come off a bit of an unboxing, a bit of a weird one. I can sing a song like this. Let it blow, let it blow. I really want to feel a shockwave pain. Maybe someone can write me some lyrics for the Let It Blow song with an explosive bend to it. Ooh, look at these dolls. Don't get too excited. These are nasty, nasty knockoffs. Okay, let me lay my hands over these dolls. Often, once you start feeling what they're made of and how they're put together, you can tell straight away how low quality they are. These are actually not the lowest of the low quality. I've seen far worse than this, but I shouldn't be dressing this up at all. Look at that, it's got fairly good articulation, in the sense that these arms aren't just popping out. Same with the legs. I just can't get the legs to pull out. I mean, the thing is that these end up selling because you just couldn't get hold of the real dolls. And I really do wonder, where's Disney and all this, trying to tidy up the streets of this rubbish, because there is just so much of it around in Sydney. It's interesting, on the back here, it says made in China. It looks like number 8, or it looks like actually noob, as a very rough, I think it's number 8, N-O-08 on this doll. I can't see any other markings on this doll. Usually there's a back part, isn't it, that has the markings and things. So I guess it's just a generic, number 8 doll dressed up to be something out of Disney Frozen. And looking at the back of the other doll, it looks exactly the same sort of markings. Well, Talking Tom's getting impatient. What I'll do is I'll blow off one at a time. We'll do the blonde girl, and I don't know her name because I haven't got my cheat sheet here. I think the blonde one's the most popular one. I'll just sit it down there and we'll put something in her head. Okay, I got the explosive Play-Doh out. It always means trouble. And these dolls, the head, I've got the charge in the head. They're soft, but they're a little bit firm, and it's always tricky to understand how something's going to blow up until you've actually blown it up. But I got a bit of a secret surprise loaded in the head of this doll. Okay, stand by for a pretty weird explosion. I've heard girls like toys that are glittery. Well, that doll needs more glitter. Well, what's going to surprise a lot of people here is basically that doll head survived. I can't see any problems with it at all. That's where the charge was. I'm going to have to really ramp up the head load here to get some major action going, I feel, because this sort of plastic is going to be plain hard to blow up. Okay, we've loaded up the doll with a very different type of charge. I learnt a few things from the first blast. I know the little things that I use are fairly powerful. For the fact the doll head basically survived is miraculous. It's telling me that this knockoff toy is actually made up of some fairly tough material. One thing about explosives, and this is the learning part of this video, because we've got to have education here, is if you ever get caught up with explosives, don't ever assume that you know the result of something until you've gone and done a few tests. I've worked in film and television explosives for many, many years, and the amount of testing I used to do before taking something to set was actually astonishing. But that was where the safety aspect really paid off. And unfortunately, you can see via Talking Tom here that playing with explosives can leave you with some very nasty injuries. Anyway, let's blow this monkey. Come on, you're the blonde megastar doll. Show us what you've got. Well, the head went flying up in the air. I've got a bit of a surprise for you though. Well, there's a very large scorch mark behind the head there. It took off like a rocket. Maybe it could be a new way to get something into Earth orbit. Nevertheless, there is the doll head. It somehow survived. It's got a split. I actually opened it up a bit to get the charge in, but it's opened up a bit more. And really, once you've got an opening like that, you start to lose all of your advantage in a sense, because there's a little hole there, or big hole, for all of the explosive energy to release. And as you can see, it's probably released from that hole, and that's why we've got that jet of spray of activity out the back. What I will do is I'll have one more go at trying to blow up this head. I will pack it with red Play-Doh, and I'll put an explosive charge in there to see if I can't get the explosive forces to basically use the Play-Doh to my advantage to rip this head apart. Okay, we are locked and loaded here. This charge is very different again. So in the 3 times I've tried to blow this head up, we're seeing 3 very different styles of explosives. Come on, Frozen doll, don't be so plain hard to blow. Oh snap, that's giving her a Frozen delight. Talking Tom approved of that one, and so did I. Well, that's where she had a major headache. Her head is down here, not far from the table. In fact, I think all the times the head's just hasn't popped away too far. And this is a great result. This is exactly what I wanted to see. This head has been disrupted, and it was a very different charge, and it was set up in a very different way. You can still see some of the Play-Doh in there, inside the head. But look at that. It looks fantastic. And it looked good to the eye. I had a saying that if it looked good to the eye, it's going to look fantastic on camera or on film. And look at the doll here. It's been heavily disrupted as well. So filling the head with Play-Doh has made the explosives act in a very different way. This is actually a harder plastic here, and that's why it's got some cracks in it. But I hope you're learning here that, without doing some major tests and seeing what you're up against is the only way that you're going to learn how to do stuff. If you just fill stuff and just go, for the biggest charge from the start, you're going to end up killing someone. The other interesting aspect is there was the epicenter of the blast, and you can see the glitter because I filled glitter in there with the Play-Doh as well, has sprayed out. It's sprayed out the back there as well. There's a major piece of Play-Doh here. It's got glitter all through it. Glitter for brains. No wonder why it was having trouble working out where it is. But I just love the look of this, and it's interesting now that I've done this and I've worked out what charge blows this up nicely. I know what I'm up against when I come to blow up this next doll. Well, I think I've spent a little bit too much time just blowing up that single doll. I've learned a lot about that doll and what it takes to blow it apart nicely. I'll blow this up in another video. I do have to do the Dark Side Let It Blow Frozen video. There's a lot of Frozen toys to look at. I just hope you've learned something about my processes here. The fact that testing is really important and connected to safety. And unless you're doing this, I'm quite honest here, you're going to end up killing someone or possibly killing yourself. If you don't have any respect for this sort of stuff, you shouldn't ever be going near it. Well, the worst part to having a bit of fun is the fact you've got to come along and then clean it all up. I'm quite used to doing this. When I did all those Easter egg explosive videos, there was basically chocolate everywhere. I'm a DC-35, as you should know. Now I live down in the garage. It's a fantastic little machine. Okay, I've instigated the cleanup. I've sorted stuff out. There is one other thing I want to talk about before I get into the box over there, and that's those Dicky toys right there. Sorry for the scorched look on the front of this. It's all burnt. Go back in the video a bit to work out what happened there. This is the Dicky Toys comic cars. These are little tiny vehicles. They're pullbacks and they've got little faces, which are fairly comical. I purchased this. The price is on here somewhere. $2.95. That's at David Jones. I think if you saw it at a different shop, they're hard to find these. Let's say if it was at the reject shop, these would be like a $2 toy. You do find Dicky Toys at the reject shop in Australia. Let me get this one out. And the best time to find Dicky Toys is around Christmas time in David Jones, because that's when they tend to stock up with them. And there is that little comic car there, the fire engine comic car. It's got a bit of a ladder doodah going on there. I've got a lot of time for Dicky Toys. One of my most popular videos is about their larger toys. Let's give this a bit of a pullback run to see how it works. Well, I'm going to aim for the rusty Pez there. Plains rusty, I mean dusty. Oops, I keep saying the wrong word, don't I? Okay, here we go. Lining it up and go. Ooh, close. Of course, I can't help myself. Here's another shot of the fire engine running along. Yeah. Oh no, it's going to crash. Straight into the garbage truck. Well, from the crash scene down there, I was able to haul up the garbage truck here. Sorry, it's all burnt at the front here. That's because of what happened earlier in the video. Let's open this one up. It's the same price as what was paid for this one too. What was it? Forgotten now. $2.95. Okay. Garbage trucks are popular, you know. I think that I should have just done garbage truck videos on my channel and become a mega tuber. Looks good, doesn't it? I bet this little door opens. Oh yeah. That's what's nice about Dicky Toys. And look at the little cute little eyes on it. Very comical. That's why they're called the comic cars. There's actually all these different styles of cars as well in this series, but I just hauled in some trucks here. Here is the DHL truck. It's a delivery company, isn't it? Sorry, it's burnt as well. Again, earlier in the video, you'll understand why. If you've skipped this video, you've missed some pretty awesome action. Whoa. DHL. And it's winking at you. Oh, what opens on this one? The back doors. Kids love things that open up. I tell you, they'll be storing little trash packs and whatever else in there. Very nice to be pulled back as well. Oh yeah, Dicky Toys, I love you. Maybe the best way to say goodbye to Dicky Toys is let them go under their own power. I sent my son to this inside. They're clicking away. Here we go and go. Go Dicky. Oh, DHL needs a bit of fuel, but they're away. Okay, it's time to pick up where we left off and finish off looking inside this box sent to me from BeamMeister22 from the USA. Do you remember what we pulled out of this? It was one thing at the end of episode 2. It was that awesome Lego cake decorating set, which I had never ever seen before. I think that's going to surprise quite a few people. Oh, what do we have in here? It's furry. Let's take a look at this one first. Okay, obviously it's a plastic bag. It's got some critters inside here. I think I know the name of one of these. I think this is another Wally-Roo. So this is nice. I've got 2 Wally-Roos. So if I blow one up by accident, I've got another one to use. And surprise, surprise, here comes Wally-Roo's silent assistant, Froggy. And if you don't know who these characters are, they appear on Wally-Roo TV. And Froggy is actually needing a bit of, well, he's actually a puppet. Okay. Froggy tends to be the man of predilection. It's weird, isn't it? Okay, yeah, these guys are going to get a hell ride on my channel, I think. There's my second Wally Root, and there's Froggy. Oh, what a beautiful couple. Okay, back over to the box. Obviously, there's some bubble wrap there. Remember the first box? I think the Scorpion Sucker had the best reaction in the home. Ooh, I can see a plane down there. Ooh, okay. Let's take a look at this. Oh, yeah. Well, these are the toys that often you see on BM22's channel. I think he worked for this airline, so I hope I'm right there. Oh, yeah. It's a 737. One of my favourite planes was actually a 727. They were like rocket ships. They had 3 engines on the back. In Australia, I don't think there's any of those flying anymore. But if you ever had a ride in a 727, oh boy, they were fun on takeoff mode. Here comes my 737. Oh yeah, very nice. Well, my brief appraisal of this model jet, it's actually got a bit of weight to it. The body is metal. The wings are not. Little engines are not. The wheel sets are actually better than what I thought. They actually look pretty robust, that set of wheels there. The front's just a skiddy sort of wheel. There's no actual wheel, it just skids on the ground. But anyway, it's a good little jet, or toy jet, if you want to just replicate yourself landing and taking off with that really good wheel set in the middle there. You can easily do that. And if you want to simulate some pretty rough landings, you can do that as well. In fact, you can give this thing a fair bit of rough nut flying. Just thankful I'm not a pilot. Oh, we've crashed. Quick, call the fire brigade. It's okay, we've got Dicky Toys here to put out the fire. I better stop playing like a 5-year-old and get out another thing from this carton from the USA. There's always going to be something special in it if it's from the Beanmeister. Ooh. This looks like mega food. Well, let me unbag this a bit more so we can see a clearer shot of it. There's 2 here. We'll just take a look at one. It's a Schwartz Brothers Bakery peanut butter cookie. It's got a lot of calories. That's all I'll say on that one. It looks like this. I have not seen these in Australia, but I am going to take a nibble of this. And I'll report to you what it tastes like. Oh, yeah. Oh, very crumbly. Let me just put this in my mouth. And I'll, Okay. It's very peanutty. I can tell you that. It's very scrummy. I can tell you that as well. In fact, I'll have another piece. Very nice. Okay, well that's the company there. Seattle. That's up in the northwest, isn't it? Isn't that where these come from? Isn't it the same place? Is there a connection here? Schwartz and Boeing? You know, because sometimes there's a bit of a theme that goes on when the Beanmeister sends me stuff. Maybe you can tell me more about that if you think I'm right there. Had a bit more of that. As you can see, it's a little bit like, for people in Australia, the butternut cookie, but it's a softer version of it. If you can relate to that, probably people overseas are probably thinking, what is he talking about? Let's take a look in here at another thing and pull out another goodie. I like the way he's packed this because it's all like little mystery bags. Ooh, I wonder what's in here. Okay, unbag the bag, undo the whatever's here. I'm always wary of the Beanmeister. Sometimes he's got pranks set up. Oh, what is this one? What is this one? Okay, let me take a read. Well, I think that's pronounced Kukuai. It's interesting. I haven't seen an A and an E joined together for many years. I sort of took that out when I was a kid. Glycerin soap. It's from Hawaii, I believe. Oils of Aloha. Waimea Bay. Is that how you say that one as well? I'm not that clear on how to pronounce these Hawaiian names. Anyway, I should open it up and take a sniff. And the interesting thing about the Beanmeister is we all know he's a ladies' man. He's got all those stunning beauties all over his channel. I don't know how he pulls that off. I certainly can't pull that off. Feels like soap. Let me have a bit of a sniff here. Just go on the side. It smells like a flower, but the perfume isn't very strong. It's not that overpowering like a frangipani perfume. It smells flowery, but that's the best way I could say it. I mean, maybe you people out there understand that one more than me. Maybe I've got to go and put it in the shower to fully appreciate it. Well, you probably understand why I don't do health and beauty reviews now, don't you? Oh, there's another little bag down here. Oh, let's take a look in here. Of course, there is the bag to deal with, and then the bubble wrap. Anything could be in here. Absolutely anything. And it's looking like... Wow, this looks very, very different. It's going to take a bit of inspection to work out this one. It's in another bag as well. Let me take a closer look at this one. Okay, this is very different. A bit more unbagging here to do, or depapering, whatever I'm going to call it. Another one caught up there. I did take a look at one of these. This is like someone's turned old Australian coins into little keychains. I've never seen this before. That's 1955. What's interesting, what's 1955? You know, it's just after the war. The Queen would have been young. I think she came here in 1954. Look at that. The young Queen. Interesting, isn't it? Queen Elizabeth II. Wow, I wonder where all... sort of now where all the old coins have got to. I wonder where Beanmeister gathered these from. 1946 in this one. It's an Australian shilling. And there's the King. So maybe we're starting to get an inkling to when the King passed away and the Queen came along. I don't exactly know those dates. King George there. King George VI. I don't know about this currency because this is obviously before my time, 1952. That's a New Zealand coin. 1 shilling. Okay, another one. A big one here. Okay, looks like the King, isn't it? Just trying to read it down through camera here, not doing a very good job at it. A florin, 1946 Australia. All done as keychain type things. Very interesting. Yeah, never seen that. Thanks, Beanmeister. I'm sure there'll be people out in the audience who can talk about these coins more than I can. Well, I've got to say, the assortment coming out of this box has been amazing. Remember, there was a Lego set that was part of episode 2 that we're not going to see in this video. I think there's only one other thing left in here. It's quite a large item. Let me haul it out. Okay, let's unravel this one. Let's see what we have. Oh, I think I see Sonic the Hedgehog there. Oh yeah, this looks very nice indeed. This is a 20th anniversary Sonic Classic Collector's set. I saw parts of these in Australia. I never saw them as a whole set like this. Feels like about 2 years ago they were sort of in the shops, I think. There's Super Sonic there next to Sonic. Before, I think later on he got green eyes. There is Tails there. Hope I'm getting the names right here. And there is Amy, who I'm actually not that familiar with. And you're thinking, wow, Leo, you got the names right, didn't you? Well, I'm actually reading on the top of the box there. My daughter's going to love this, but I'm going to tell her to be very, very careful playing with these because I can see that this is a Jazzwares toy. And we've had some, what would you say, problems with the toys not being that good for play. They're probably just best for display. Thank you, Beanmaster22. That second box yielded some great gifts. Don't forget, there was also the Lego set in there that you would see at the end of part 2. But as always, there's fantastic variety here. There's basically something for everyone. And it's something that the Beanmaster is actually very clever at doing. Well, because I got Wally Roo, I'll let Wally Roo sign off in this video. Okay, thanks for... Hey, what are you doing on my channel? It's not your channel, it's my channel. No, it's not, it's my channel. Oh no, guys, I got a roof fight on my hands. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Ah! Get off my channel here. Get off. Get off. Get off my channel. Oh no, Froggy's coming. Poof. Ah! Oh, Froggy is coming to save the day. Okay, Froggy, why don't you sign off for us? Froggy, can you say something? Froggy, can you say something? Oh, he can't talk, that's right. He'll just wave. Bye, everyone. Bye. Okay, I'm going to surprise my daughter here with one of the things that Beanmeister sent me. I know she'll know more about it than I ever will. Okay, open your eyes.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew what it was.
Who's Amy?
She's like this girl character in Sonic. And she really likes Sonic. and Sonic doesn't really like her.
Really? That's the one which I stumbled on. This one here.
And there's Super Sonic.
Yeah, I mean, they're your favourites, and you'd certainly keen to those far better than me. The Beanmeister sent them to me. You're pretty lucky to get them.
Thanks, Beanmeister 22.
Yes, thank you, Jim. Thank you.